now, Pastor Daryl Scott, attending a meeting today with the President at the White House and other African-American leaders. Pastor, great to have you with us. And it was you had a bit of a surprise for the folks. I want to share the exchange in the meeting with the President with everyone. If we could roll that video, please.
I was recently contacted by some of the top gang thugs in Chicago for a sit-down. They reached out to me because they associated me with you. They respect you. They believe in what you're doing. And they want to have a sit-down about lowering that body count. So in a couple of weeks, I'm going into Chicago.
That's a great idea because Chicago is totally out of control.
Pastor, that was an impressive and surprising moment. The gangs in Chicago deciding, as you put it, to lower the body count. That's a body count that is growing, as you well know, every month. Right as of now, the month of January, one more murder than January of 2016. So it's not improving. You're going to meet with them, you said, in 2 weeks. What can you say? What can you hear that will make a difference here quickly?
First of all, Lou, let me state that I misstated when I said gang thugs. They're former street guys, former gang leaders, formerly were in that street life. They're not in it right now. They reached out because they're active in endeavoring to change the climate in Chicago. So I was contacted by Brother Torrance Cooks in Chicago. He's a community activist, former street guy, and he reached out to me through a colleague of mine, a preacher named Luther McKinstry, and they called me about having a sit-down to discuss what could they do in conjunction with the Trump administration as far as rectifying the problems in Chicago. And so I made it very, very clear to him that my first order of business in this sit-down would be us collaborating to reduce this body count. And, you know, I have a number of people. I reached out to Jim Brown, and he contacted some of his partners in Chicago that are active in the American program. He's going in with me. Floyd Mayweather, the great boxer, is going in with me. And we're going to be proactive rather than reactive in addressing some of the issues in Chicago. But as I stated, we have a number of initiatives. We have community development, we have social programs, life skills, a lot of different things that can happen in Chicago. I have someone that's going to deal with urban blight. We're going to offer jobs. However, my first order of business, and this is something I made very clear to them, and they agreed with me wholeheartedly, we're going to work together. This is going to be a partnership. I'm going in the priesthood, a partnership.
Can I say something to you, Pastor?
I've
heard much the same language, much the same words for 50 years in the inner city.
But you haven't heard it from Donald Trump.
I haven't heard it from Donald Trump. I haven't heard it from you before, but I have heard it in the best of intentions. But right now, we've got young people, most of them young males, walking around with 9mm and various calibers of handguns, and they're killing each other. And we don't hear from Mayor Emanuel. We don't hear from black churches in the inner cities, and particularly South Chicago. We are watching a city, and by the way, the nation would not be focused on this if the President of the United States hadn't been focusing on it himself and doing so for quite some time now. This is inexplicable to most Americans. A city that has been run by the Democratic Party since 1933, for crying out loud, and still no change.
But Lou, there's a scripture in the Bible that says that you've been called to the kingdom for such a time as this. I really believe that it's time for the people that are there in place. I don't know what happened in the past. I don't know why it got like this, but there are people on the ground, and there are pastors in the community as well that are very proactive, and we're going to work together, and I mean it. We're going to work together because you know and I know President Trump is very results-oriented. He's not a guy that wants to spin his wheels.
But Donald Trump, if I may say, the President of the United States here is the man trying to help. So he's not under critical judgment here. The city of Chicago is, the community is, the leaders, the power structures of the black inner city community is. And I want to, if I may.
Okay, I'm sorry, my bad.
I just want to show everybody what the numbers are. We're looking at, in Chicago, a 5.9% unemployment rate. Take a look at these numbers, though, in the neighborhoods. Look at the unemployment rate in some of the poorest areas, west and south side of Chicago. Inglewood, 36.8%. Washington Park, 29.7%. Riverdale, 12.4%. There are two words that we're not hearing a lot about. One of them is jobs, obviously, because people are afraid to invest there. That's part of the deal. And the other part are drugs that are fueling and driving and paying for the violence that is rampant and frankly, the community that is indifferent to the result.
Well, you have to understand that with Mr. Trump's ascension to the presidency, there's an air of optimism in America, and the business community is going to participate with us in providing jobs for rehabilitation of dilapidated housing and demolition of dilapidated housing, rehabilitation of housing to provide better living conditions. And when we do this, we're looking for an upgrade, but we're going to work together. The Trump administration is going to work directly with the community. I'm simply going to be a link in the chain of community involvement, and we're going to do this, and you're going to watch. There are going to be some definite results because the people that I'm working with, I have a lot of confidence in them. I have a lot of confidence in Torrance Cooks. I have a lot of confidence in Kubla Torrey. I have a lot of confidence in Pastor Cory Booker. These are gentlemen that are very proactive, and we're going to collaborate, and I guarantee you're going to see some great results. Let me tell you something. Chicago, let me just say this.
I'm out of time.
I have to say this. Chicago is not just a bunch of people running around shooting each other. They want to partake in the American dream as well. They want life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
Well, Pastor, I don't think you have to say anything like that to my audience. These are people watching you and listening to you who care about everyone in this country, and we do care about what happens in Chicago. What we don't understand at this point is why the hell no one else seems to in the city of Chicago, because this has gone on for far too long, as the President of the United States is saying clearly and unequivocally.
Well, we're going to do what we can to bring it to a conclusion.
Well, we hope you do, and we wish you all the best of luck, and I know you're going to give it your best.
God bless you.
God bless you, Pastor. Thanks so much. Pastor Daryl Scott. Be sure to vote in our poll.